Are you tired? I know that for so many, it has been a very long week. From preparations for Christmas, attending the midnight mass or the Christmas Eve mass, to the feasting on December 25th, the Christmas day, attending to visitors, visiting people, and everything associated with the Christmas season. I perfectly understand. So if you are tired, it is not out of the ordinary. I understand. I just pray and wish that as we begin to get back into the normal rhythm of things, that you take out the time to rest. I plead with you to take out the time to rest, and then get all the energy to begin again. You are my prayers as you take that rest. Today, the Holy Mother Church celebrates the feast of the Holy Family of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. And the church, in her wisdom, has set aside this day for us to pay attention to the Holy Family of Nazareth. It is providential that the church is doing this within the octave of Christmas. Octave means 8 days after, 8 days following. So from Christmas to the next 8 days, we designate that as the octave of Christmas. And usually, this feast is celebrated on the weekend or the Sunday following Christmas. And the scheduling of this feast is not ordinary. Everything the church does is done intentionally. Nothing is done in the church or within the church accidentally. Everything is carefully thought out and planned. So, why does the church want us to pay attention to the Holy Family? What is the purpose? What is the reason? I will let you know. But before I do that, let me take you back to December 25th for those who are here for the Christmas Mass. I asked those at Mass, at the 9 a.m. Mass, to take the time to reflect on the nativity scene. And for those who have not done that, I want to extend that invitation one more time to all of us. After Mass today, just take 1 minute, come back to that nativity scene and think of everything represented by those images and take home the lesson you draw from that. Please do that at the end of Mass. So why does the church want us to pay attention to the Holy Family? I'll give you 2 reasons, 2 fundamental reasons. The first is to re-emphasize that the family is made up of a union of man, husband, and woman, wife, and then child or children, a union of these 3. I'll say it again. The church does this, number 1, to re-emphasize that the family is made up of a union of man, the husband, and woman, the wife, with their children or with the child that comes as a fruit of that union. Number 2, the church does this, is celebrating this feast by inviting us to pay attention to the lessons we may learn from the Holy Family of Nazareth. These two reasons, the church for centuries has continued to re-emphasize without ambiguity, without confusion, even in the face of so many misinterpretations given to the understanding of family in today's world. The church has not changed her understanding, and the church does not intend to change the understanding of what family should be or what marriage should be. We need to state that clearly, without confusion, without ambiguity. And as we celebrate this feast, therefore, what does the church want us to take home? Today, I invite you to do what I call learning at the school of Nazareth. Learning at the school of Nazareth. And I say that drawing from the words of Pope Paul VI, when he said that the Holy Family of Nazareth is like going back to school to learn. And I agree. I've seen it in so many ways. So today I want to re-invite all of us in church to go back to the Holy Family of Nazareth and learn what it means to be a family. If you look at the story of the Holy Family, especially as we have in the gospel account, in Matthew especially, and in Luke, especially the 2 chapters of the Gospel of Luke, everything about family life, we see it in the Holy Family of Nazareth. In the life of Jesus, in the life of Mary, and in the life of Joseph. If you have the time, I will suggest that you pick up your Bible and read again those early chapters of the Gospel of Matthew and the early chapters of the Gospel of Luke and see what this Holy Family of Nazareth had to go through. For example, it would have been possible for Mary to be a single mom if Joseph had not listened to the message from the angel. And I also imagine what Joseph went through, even in the gospel account of today, having to travel and run away and take the Holy Family to a safe place, what he had to go through to provide for the family. Or what Mary had to endure, even at the prophecy of Simeon, saying that the sword was going to pierce her heart. All the pains that families even go through today, the Holy Family went through all that. But in all, they overcame. And that is what I wish every family gathered here in church or every family elsewhere in the world. I understand that there are families having a lot of challenges, especially as it concerns unity in the family, as it concerns relationships with one another, and as it concerns misunderstanding even in families. And I pray for all those families. And I ask Mother Mary, who is the mother of all families, to also intercede for families having difficulties or challenges in their various families. And I know that through her powerful intercession, God is going to intervene in those families having challenges of any kind. And so, in the words of Pope Paul VI, therefore, we are today learning from the family of Nazareth. On the part of Jesus, the young children in the family learn the virtue of obedience. From Mother Mary, all women in families learn the virtue of being mothers, of being women. And from Joseph himself, all fathers in families learn the virtues of responsibility and fidelity. These are all lessons we draw from the Holy Family. And if anybody thinks differently from these values of the Holy Family, that person is acting contra mentem Dei, against the mind of God. And this is what the church has continued to teach over time till today. So as we celebrate the feast of the Holy Family, I invite all parents and all family members and all children probably to take to heart the words of St. Paul in today's second reading. Brothers and sisters, put on as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, heartfelt compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience, bearing with one another and forgiving one another. If one has a grievance against another, as the Lord has forgiven you, so you must also do. This is the foundation of every family relationship. And above all, put on love. That is the bond of perfection. So I invite all families probably to take up this second reading during your evening prayers today to reflect on these words from St. Paul in his pastoral letter to the Colossians and see how God will continue to help every family to live according to the mind of God. And I want to conclude with the words of Pope Paul VI as we draw from the Office of Readings for today. May Nazareth, according to Pope Paul VI, serve as a model of what the family should be. May it show us the family's holy and enduring character and exemplifying its basic function in society. A community of love and sharing, beautiful for the problems it poses and the rewards it brings. In sum, the perfect setting for rearing children. The Pope concludes, and for this, there is no substitute. And may these words find space in our hearts as we celebrate the feast of the Holy Family of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. God bless you.